International Vectors program informs you about international relations, political opinions, economic solutions, and social development. What seemed unrealizable over the centuries, what yesterday was only a daring dream, now becomes a real challenge, and tomorrow will be an accomplishment. Sergei Korolev, founder of Practical Astronautics. Machines will control the machines. The fourth industrial revolution is not far. Get online through a toaster. What lies under the concept of the Internet of Things? City management via Internet, the new Kazakh reality. Mankind has always sought to rest more and work less, that is, to make their work more effective. To this end, a steam engine and electricity were invented. The era of machines begins today. The new technological mode is called Industry 4.0, or the Fourth Industrial Revolution. History remembers three breakthroughs in the development of industrial forces. The first one occurred in England at the turn of 17th, 18th centuries and has been linked with the invention of the steam engine. The second occurred in the late 19th, early 20th century and has spread the inline production lines throughout the world. A breakthrough in science was the spread of railways, electricity and chemicals. And the third industrial revolution began in the second half of the 20th century and is connected with the renewable energy sources and the development of information technologies. The fourth industrial revolution began in Germany in 2011, when politicians, businessmen and scientists have recognized Industry 4.0 as the principal mean to increase competitiveness of the manufacturing industry in Germany. This should be realized through integration of machines connected to the internet in the production process. Industry 4.0 is a technology, we can say the concept of high technology, the interaction between machines themselves. This is when the machines, equipment, counterparts start to interact with each other without any human intervention. Pros of the introduction of such technologies to the production process are obvious: reduction of time, operating and energy costs, reducing the number of errors and, as a result, flaws. Technologies can be applied completely in all types of industries. The main benefit from using the introduction of the fourth industrial revolution is an over-oriented production. It turns out we, from production to delivery to the end user, have automated the entire cycle in a single stream. This affects directly both the production performance of the enterprise, like the improved yield of metal, reducing energy consumption, water resources, and creates new benefits for the user. Of course, the introduction of robots and modern technologies to the production can't do anything but affect the global labor market. Professions associated with the mechanical work will become extinct over time, but at the same time, an innovative labor market will appear. I think that the risk of unemployment will not be there, since every specialist will be at his or her place and just needs to be retrained, that is, to raise the level of their competence, their level of training. With the advent of technologies like these, on the contrary, the risk of unemployment decreases, so we will need to have a lot of highly qualified specialists, and service of technologies like these, service of productions like these will be a very difficult job. Technologies of Industry 4.0 will be also needed in everyday life. An integral part of the fourth industrial revolution is the so-called Internet of Things, in which all the household items, from cars to toasters, will be connected to the Internet. Moreover, they will not only act on a specified program inside your home, but will be linked, for example, to the manufacturer. Your mobile phone has a shelf life, well, 1 to 2 years, for example, and you no longer care about it. When you have to change the phone itself can send a message, a signal that the expiration date passes, and the manufacturer from whom you purchased this mobile phone will be able to prepare you a new mobile phone with all of your data. This option will save the customer a lot of time. The introduction of new technologies at home will have even a larger scale. Already today, smart cities appear. It is Dubai in the UAE and also Singapore. The main purpose of the smart city system is traffic control.
Например, в Сингапуре
For example, in Singapore, every automobile has a special device that is installed in the car, and to that device a payment card of the owner is connected, and respectively, at the entrance to a certain prepaid road, a toll is withdrawn from the card automatically. There is no need to put special barriers, such as blocking the city or limit somehow the road. There is nothing of these. So the automobile moves easily, but at the same time authorities maintain a permanent register, which cars when entered the city and when should they leave. Cars without drivers are also being introduced. This reduces the risk of accidents and possible loss of life to a minimum. Machines do not get tired and almost do not make mistakes. There is such a practice in Germany. The research is being conducted by Karlsruhe University. They do this for Mercedes vans that are fully self-contained. There are special trailers, cars. They look like regular cars. They just go and they do not have drivers. The Internet of Things is used even in agriculture. The John Deere Field Connect system measures the level of humidity and sends the data via wireless communication to farmers. According to the company website, environmental sensors also measure the temperature of the air and soil, wind speed, humidity, soil radiation, precipitation and humidity of soil and leaves. With these data, the farmers define when crops reach the optimal humidity. Armed with this information, they can more accurately choose the time for irrigation works. Who will prepare specialists for a new industry? How automobiles in Kazakhstan will be able to communicate with each other? A country founder of the fourth industrial revolution, Germany, by 2030 plans to completely switch to internet rating system industry. The investments of the German government to this point will be around 200 million euros. Similar programs are running in almost all European countries, USA, Canada and China. The global market for Internet of Things today, 2016, includes about 6.4 billion connected devices. According to Gartner forecasts, by 2020 we will have more than 20 billion of them. The volume of the market by 2020 will reach $300 billion. Big global corporations are also interested in the introduction of the internet industry. For example, in 2014, companies like General Electric, AT&T, Cisco, IBM and Intel have created a consortium of industrial internet. Today it includes 170 organizations. The purpose of this non-profit association is removing barriers between different technologies in order to provide maximum access to large data and to improve the integration of physical and digital environment. Large consulting companies are also investing in the development of this industry. McKinsey today is such an adapter of the methodology in the implementation of the Industry 4.0 in the enterprises around the world, in countries like South America, Africa, Kazakhstan, the Baltic states. This center, McKinsey, is an investor, or rather 50% of the share capital is McKinsey's, and the main role in this fund, in conjunction with the gradual transformation of McKinsey, is done through pilot projects. The purpose of the center is not only in solving problems of infrastructure and modernization of production processes, but also in the implementation of educational programs. The center is fully aware that it is embedded not in the technology itself, but in its use, yes. It sees the effect, for example, in Africa, the examples of South America and especially in Chile, and is aware that on the way to the high competitiveness with a view to better attract foreign investment into the country. The concepts embedded in the emerging markets of Africa and Latin America are also applicable at the growing market of Kazakhstan. In Kazakhstan, the elements of Industry 4.0 have already started to be introduced in accordance with the diagnosis that we are doing in enterprises across Kazakhstan. Main reasons for investment in Industry 4.0 are the improvement of energy efficiency, reduction of operating costs, and improved investment yields. Kazakhstan, like many other countries, embarked on the fourth industrial revolution. State program, formerly known as Information Kazakhstan, was named Digital Kazakhstan 2020 and is aimed at improving the competitiveness of many industries. Some of the goals that are set in the program include the availability of information and communication infrastructure in the households of the Republic of Kazakhstan, 100%. The number of internet users in 2020, 75%. Coverage of ethereal digital broadcasting population of Kazakhstan, 95%. The share of the sector of information and communication technologies in the country's GDP, 4%. In order to ensure the successful implementation of the program and the introduction of Industry 4.0, new specialists are required. Today it is the whole direction for the preparation of IT specialists.
Сейчас в Министерстве образования, вот по нашему опыту.
Now the Ministry of Education, according to our experience, for example, already has formed, well-developed the concept, at least the Competence Center for Improving the Skills of Workers in Education for Schools. A cyber-physical system, this is a new term that is associated with Industry 4.0, decoding smart or intelligent technologies. Now on the basis of Nazarbayev University, it is being developed, and on the basis of the Park of Innovative Technologies, but with the involvement of major universities. It is being developed by the technology of Industry 4.0.
Парка инновационных технологий.
Almaty Tech Garden Fund is also developing its own educational programs. Until the end of this year, 50 specialists in subsoil field will be trained in the new technologies. Educational programs are conducted jointly with the fund and transnational corporations aimed at popularization of new technologies and their implementation in practice. In general, the fund operates under the state program. All projects are directly supported by the government by at least 50%. All competence centers that are being created, 50% of inputs are global. And Competence Center MMC, its authorized capital is approximately $5 million, of which 50% is the world investment. We are the implementers of the program. The fund already has concrete examples of the successful introduction of new technologies at the enterprises of mining and smelting complex. Following the diagnosis of the mines in Kazakhstan, there have been introduced the so-called digital production systems. A company, ArcelorMittal, has implemented an automated system at the enterprise, and Kazakhstan, which is currently working on the program of Samruk Kazina transformation at the mine Sauron, have implemented the MESS system. It is fully automated control of the production cycle for the production processes. This is only the first stage. In the future, the whole production line from the quarry to the port will be connected to the internet. Similar systems are being implemented not only in production, but also in everyday life. For example, a smart city is an innovative project of the same time. Now this project is conducted in Astana and Almaty. Even the management of road transport will be done through the sensors, through interaction, when the data will be removed automatically, and vehicular traffic regulation too will pass through the situational centers automatically, rather without any human intervention. Beybat Amigaliyev, for example, is developing a unique project on driving and traffic. We in the university are engaged in a project called Connected Vehicles. This concept implies that all machines will be interconnected to share data. What kind of data? Suppose that we have different types of machines, and every day they drive through certain parts of the road. If the car has arrived at the point where there is a traffic jam, that car that has not yet moved into, they each can communicate, and accordingly, that car that left the cork, it says that now in 2 kilometers way will be a jam, you'd better go round. Automobiles can communicate not using the cellular networks, but by means of their own networks. These networks will be included in the city's infrastructure and will transmit data to the entire urban system.
Kazakhstan.